Cabinet Minister in Maharashtra, Nitin Raut, has said that the third wave has arrived in Nagpur, creating a stir with his statement. Nagpur is actually doing better when compared to districts like Pune and Ahmednagar. Nagpur has been reporting new cases in double digits for 2 consecutive days, but surprisingly, the minister clarified that there were no decision yet on introducing fresh restrictions. But the larger point is, there is definitely a rise in Maharashtra. So if it is Maharashtra today, could it be India tomorrow?
At least 2 officials in Maharashtra have said the third wave is here, in Mumbai and in Nagpur. Mumbai's cases in September are already 28% of all of August's.
इधर-उधर घूमना, बिना मास्क के उधर बैठना, तो मंडल के लोग भी जिम्मेदारी ले भी रहे। तो मेरा घर मेरा बाप्पा ऐसा ये करके मैं खुद किधर भी जाने वाली नहीं है, क्योंकि तीसरी वेव आ रही है, आ गई है।
The last week has seen over 2,800 cases, which is 55% more than the weekly total a fortnight ago. In Nagpur, a minister from the Congress declared a third wave as well.
आज डबल के फिगर में हम आ गए हैं, इसका मतलब हमारे यहाँ थर्ड वेव का आगमन हो गया है। उसका मुकाबला करने के लिए हमारा प्रशासन सजग रहे। कड़क निर्बंध हमको लगाने पर मजबूर होना ही पड़ेगा और वो लगेंगे।
But in Nagpur, while the jump over the last fortnight is sharper, over 150%, the total cases are only 49. So is it being blown out of proportion? 2 top ministers played down the third wave comments.
नागपूरच्या बाबतीत त्यांनी त्यांचे पालकमंत्री म्हणून आढावा घेऊन काही गोष्टी जरूर बोलले असतील, परंतु आज मला एक नक्की सांगायचं आहे की निर्बंध वाढवण्याच्या संदर्भात आरोग्य विभाग किंवा माननीय मुख्यमंत्री अद्याप काही असा विचारात नाही आहेत की माननीय मुख्यमंत्रीच या बाबतीतले ऑब्झर्वेशन आणि आकडे लक्षात घेऊन निर्णय घेतील।
मला वाटतं आता काळजी आपण स्वतःहून घेणं गरजेचं आहे, कारण थोडी जी लोकांमध्ये मनात शंका असते की जायला पाहिजे की नको, मला वाटतं जेवढं तुम्ही स्वतःची काळजी घेऊ शकाल, अंतर ठेवू शकाल, मास्क घालू शकाल आणि गर्दी कमी करू शकाल, तेवढे निर्बंध कमी लागतील। कारण तिसरी लाट जसं मी सांगितलं, हे पूर्णपणे आपल्यावर निर्भर आहे की आपण किती लवकर ती खेचायची की किती लांब ठेवायची।
Crowds are expected in the run-up to the Ganesh Chaturthi next week. More than 2/3 of the COVID patients at major COVID centers in Mumbai are at the moment unvaccinated, according to a study of the numbers of these centers. With people out on promenades like Marine Drive, marshals like these are ensuring that people wear masks. In the meantime, leaders like Nitin Raut, Energy Minister, and Mumbai Mayor Kishori Pednekar are saying the third wave is already here, based on the spike in the number of COVID cases over the last few days. But health authorities say that the current numbers of COVID cases is nothing close to what is expected in the third wave. In Mumbai with camera person Rajendra Dhayalkar, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
Dr. Shashank Joshi, member of the COVID-19 task force in Maharashtra, is with us. Thank you very much, Dr. Joshi. And Dr. Sulfi Nuhu, state president-elect of the IMA in Kerala, is also with us. Dr. Joshi, let me begin with you first. Would you say that it was alarmist on the part of some representatives of the government to declare that the third wave is here? Or do you kind of agree that it is important to exercise abundant caution and warn people simply because we have seen the worst in second wave? After all, it began exactly like this.
Saket, I think to a great extent, we should not spread fear or panic. But I think people have also become reckless and irresponsible. And I think it's festive time. So probably what the minister wanted to indicate, first of all, there is no third wave. And there is, it is not even near a threshold of that. But at the same time, because of the trickle of cases which have started going up, there is a mini spike. In fact, many districts in Maharashtra have still not got out of the second wave. Maharashtra numbers which were 10,000 just a month back are now down per day to around 3,500. So actually there is a declining tail of the second wave. That is number one. But with the festive season coming up and so much of uncurbing has happened, that one needs to have abundant precautions. So from that standpoint, I would agree with you that we need to be cautious, careful, and not reckless and foolish. So we should not invite the third wave into our houses. Rather than that, we should mask and behave appropriately. That's all probably what the minister was trying to hint at. He was probably pained and agonized with the crowding which is occurring because of the festive season around. And we have seen due to Onam what has happened around the festive season in Kerala. We don't want a repeat of that in Maharashtra. We have seen it in the past. But also there are two important things. Number one, a large proportion is vaccinated. And also if you look at the National Sero Survey, 2/3 of the population has some form of Delta antibody. So with that in mind, we have to be clearly concerned, careful and cautious. But at the same time, we should not be fearful and alarmist.
You know, Dr. Joshi, the reason why I asked you this question is because the last time around, I remember around February, the detection of new strains, and then obviously it translated into and manifested itself into something very ugly. Do you think that initial studies have been done on whether this little spike that is being seen and now also a subsequent fall may have anything to do with either a new strain?
No, I am very clear about that. Every week from every district of Maharashtra, consistently genomic sampling is happening. In Pune, Dr. Karyakarti's team, and in Mumbai, the Kasturba team is doing genomic sequencing. The Integrative Genomic Institute in New Delhi with Dr. Anurag Agrawal's group is doing genomic sequencing. ICMR and CSIR are doing genomic sequencing. It is predominantly Delta strain. We have a sprinkle of Delta, and in Mumbai there's a little bit of Kappa. So currently we are not seeing any variant of concern or variant of interest right now in the current small number which is being analyzed.
Sure.
So from a genomic standpoint, probably Sanket, we are much better off than what we were that time.
Okay. Dr. Nuhu, I want to come to you now. You know, this is peculiar, and of course, all over the country, a lot is being said about, political appeasement, or at least allowing festivals, eventually leading to a spike in the number of cases. Now, you are in Kerala. Would you like to tell us how would you attribute these rise in or spike in cases to? Is it opening up during the festivals, or something else which may be a huge matter of concern? After all, this figure reached 38,000, and even today it is at 29,000 a day in a state which contributes to 69% of all the cases in the country.
Yeah, of course, the total number of the spike in the total number of cases is definitely due to some kind of relaxation. That is not the only reason in Kerala. You know, the Kerala is a little bit different from other part of the country due to several other reasons that we have discussed many times. So that is one reason, and I don't think there is just like in Maharashtra that there is no other variant existing now. Definitely, we have to do more genomic studies. Only Delta variant is the predominant one in Kerala. But as far as Kerala is concerned, we are talking about a smaller number of cases about Maharashtra, and we have around 20,000 plus today also. But I think
that's one of the reasons of concern. See, it's not like flight services or road services have been stopped. So 30,000 plus a day in Kerala could spell bad news for other states as well, neighboring states in Karnataka, in Tamil Nadu, in Maharashtra, and now you have got flights for everywhere, could spread all over the country.
Yeah, that is definitely. We have to be careful regarding the interstate transport, and we have to be careful about that. But regarding Kerala, we are actually very, very optimistic about what is happening, because since our total number of hospital admissions are still less, and the good number of them, almost 90-95% of cases are only category B or category A. We do not have many intensive care admissions. The vaccination is playing a big game in Kerala. I mean, it's a game changer in Kerala, and now I think and also we can see that the spike is coming down. So rather than going up, even the test positivity is also coming down. That hospital admissions are coming down, and in fact, today the Chief Minister has declared, the night curfew is withdrawn, and now even the Sunday lockdown is withdrawn.
And you do admit that Kerala paid a very heavy price for opening up during festivities, and this should be a lesson for everyone, including people in Kerala.
No, I won't say that the festival opening is the only reason. We were forced to give that opening, that kind of relaxation, because there are so many deaths, so many financial issues. There are so many economical issues, and we were forced to give some kind of relaxation to the public. We cannot go with all closing down. There is no point in continuing with that. We have to leave. We have to move forward with this COVID-19. We
but
thought,
at what cost?
the government.
Look at the cost you have had to pay. Again, a burden in terms of the number
Yeah.
of cases. See,
Yeah, but
this is
I
not
think-
a session to pin you down, Dr. Nuhu, but the point is that there's a fine balance that one has to strike. For instance, in Dr. Joshi's state, some tough decisions have been taken. Now, they may not be very politically sound in the literal sense of how politics is done. But Dr. Joshi, do you feel that this is an important time where we have to separate any attempt or to further economic or religious interests and compromise on the COVID front? Can we
I
afford
think
this?
we have to have I agree with you, Sanket. We have to have zero tolerance for anything else but COVID, and we have to save every life of COVID. And we don't want another spike, spurt, or a third wave happening. And we have learned very bitterly from our second wave experience. And I think we were in a process of uncurbing more and more. Every week you must have realized, Saket, that we were actually opening up more and more. But I think now we are absolutely on a red alert and we are on the guard, and we will ensure, and my appeal to everybody is that if citizens at large behave appropriately and they maintain some degree of responsibility, right now it is in the hands of citizens, whether we are in Kerala or Maharashtra or anywhere in India. If they cooperate, I think we can win this battle against COVID. Our enemy is COVID. Our enemy is not congregations.
Absolutely.
But congregations are the spreaders. Whatever may be the reason, it may be social, religious, political, whatever may be the reason, our enemy is COVID.
Absolutely, well said. So, based on this discussion, the deduction here is that there is no third wave, but there can be a third wave if we don't take care. Delta or no Delta or whatever new strain, there can be one if we do not take care. As of this moment, there is none. Thank you very much to the two of you. That's a wrap in this edition of Trending Tonight. News continues on the other side. Good night and goodbye.